Welcome back to my shop. Today I'm changing direction and making a floating frame. You've seen my Boal from a board videos, and this is totally off the beaten path from that. The name infers that the picture is floating, and I'll show you my version of that effect. I guess that I put too much thought into this because I differ from the norm on construction of this frame. It is fairly straightforward though. Hope you enjoy the video. Well, today my wife has got me making what's called a floating frame for her picture. Her picture's over here on the corner. That picture on the floor. And we have to make a frame for that. And a friend of mine had asked me to do the same thing, only she says, well, can you make a Florida frame? I didn't know what that was. So anyhow, I looked it up, found out that it was a floating frame, and that's what I'm going to do today. I've got my table saw set up where I'm going to notch out. I've already done a test cut. I'm going to notch out part of the wood so that this is going to be the outer edge of the frame. And then I've got to do another cut to make it in here. I've got to do another cut. This is not the frame, by the way. This is scrap wood. But I've got to do another cut. This is a 1/4 inch. This is going to be 3/8 of an inch here. And then the actual rest of the frame will be 3/4 of an inch, because that's a 3/4 inch board. Here's the layout. You can see I've got a 7/8 inch deep cut, and then it'll go down 5/8 of an inch. So I have a total of 1.5 inches from the top of the frame to where the frame sets on the board. And then I'll have 3/4 of an inch left, or 1/2 inch left at the 3/4 inch mark. So that's what I'm about to start now, is to do that first cut up here and do that, leave 1/4 of an inch. The second cut I'll leave 3/8 of an inch, and that's the only 2 cuts I'll do. And then I'll have to do my 45s to make the picture frame. Before I get into the construction of the frame, let me show you the frames I previously made for my neighbor. I don't have exact measurements, but they're approximately 4.5 feet tall and 3 feet wide. I used exactly the same procedure as I'm going to show you in this video. I also painted the frames in the colors that I'll be using today. Since retirement, I make things for pleasure and not for profit. I only charge for materials. I'm not in business anymore, but that's where the name It All Fits came from. I had a craft business with about 25 products. Okay, so what I've got is just a little edge there that I can trim off very easily. This little corner edge that's going to have to come off. That will basically peel off. Not a problem. Okay, I'm all set up for the second cut. I'm going to cut that next little short piece out of there. This is the cut I'm going to make now. It's going to be 3/8 thickness after I finish, and it's 5/8 of an inch high, which will leave 3/4 of an inch of that board underneath the picture. Okay, what we've got is a step so that the picture will lay inside this groove. There will be a 1/4 inch or an 1/8 inch reveal here where you see a dark spot around the picture, making it look like it's floating. And what I've got to do now is cut this off to the 2 inches that I need, and I can use that scrap somewhere someday. So at this point, this is the finished profile of the frame. I'm going to show you the other hand, a little easier to see the profile of it. There's what's going to be seen here on the outside. The picture will set in here, like so. Picture will set in there. The picture is 1.5 inches, by the way. And this is going to be painted black so that you won't see anything except the darkness. And then you'll have that space for the picture, between the picture and the frame. And then this will all be painted a different color, gold, I'm sure. After looking at the extra piece that I cut off, it will go nicely on the edge of this. To make a flat spot, I can staple or glue whatever onto there, and then it would be where the picture, the bottom of the inside of the picture would be, the back of the picture would rest on that. So you've got your profile here, and then you've got, I'll put this extra piece on there. It's perfect, to just exactly the right size, so I figured I'll use it. So what I'm going to do is put this strip onto this so that we'll have a little extra meat here in the bottom, so that when I put the picture inside the frame, we'll have something to nail it to, screw it to, whatever. So I'm just going to put a very light coat of glue on here. And then I'll use the brad nailer to finish it up. I'm using a 1-inch brad. Hopefully it goes straight in without missing. Sometimes the grain of the wood kicks it off to the side. Perfect. Okay. And then we just clean up the little glue on the edge. And we're ready to start cutting our angles. Okay, so that's our profile. That's where we stand right now. The picture will go in here. This will be our space between the picture. Hopefully you can see that. This will be the picture frame base. This will be the space in between, and we'll have this showing at the top. Well, before I start cutting out the frame, I just want to show you what the reveal is. You can see the profile here. And then you can see the reveal has just that 1/8 of an inch space where it looks just like there's no frame. But as we know, there is a frame underneath it. So that's the concept of this frameless picture frame. I'm gluing up the frame using Titebond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue. It's what I've been using for my bowls, and it has a decent setup time, so there's no need to rush. And since it's end grain, I'm putting glue on both sides of the joint. The strap clamp is great for frames and a variety of other applications. It's very simple to use and holds the corners very square. Well, this has been sitting for hour and a half, not quite enough, an hour and 45 minutes or so. So I can take this apart. Paper. That's on the back side, so we can sand that off. So there's our frame. Let's see what happens here when I put the picture in it. There was one direction that it fit nicely, and that's it. So there it is. Needs to be sanded out and painted. But that's what it looks like when it's all complete. Except for the painting, of course. Well, we're going to finally put the first coat of black paint on the inside, the top, and the outside. The frame is all finished, and we need to put the black on. This will give it a shadowy effect around the inside, plus I'm going to paint gold over the outside and top of the black to give it a little professional look. So here goes. I'm really not a painter, so I really have to do it fast. So this is the first coat. We put a coat of black to shade the inside of this. And what we're going to do is to put a gold coat only on the outside, not on this side. We're going to put a gold coat on the top here and a gold coat on the outer edge. And this way here, the black on the inside will be a shadow effect. Just finishing up the top with a gold just on the top, because I don't want to make a big mess. So I have a nice gold edge on the top, and I will put a gold on the side when I'm finished with this. Okay, so that's the first coat of gold, and I'll get a closer look for you. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's just a very thin coat of gold. I'm going to put one more coat over that. There it is. I'm going to put another thin coat over that. And this way here, it'll have that brushed gold look. So today we're going to put a second coat all around this, except for the inside that stays black. And it will show you the end results after I finish this. I finished the frame, and as you may be able to see, I've attached the frame to the picture with 4 countersunk screws. Notice the gold brush look? My wife says it looks very professional. It's now hanging in a place where it will reside until my wife changes decor again. I hope this was informative and helpful. That's what I'm striving for. Thank you for watching, and please tell your friends. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Next up, I'll be making bowls again. Segmented this time. Thanks again for watching.